You're listening to EPN, the ePodcast Network. This is Enterprise Radio and your host, Eric Dye.
This is Eric Dye, and once again, welcome to Enterprise Radio, your EPN channel for exclusive interviews with entrepreneurs, small business owners, and top executives who have experienced great success, as well as the sharing of their latest creations, products, and or services that can help you build your business, leading to business success. Today, once again, we are with Raymond Lavine, who is a principal at Lavine LTC Insurance. Raymond designs extended care plans for individuals, families, and businesses. Raymond, welcome back to Enterprise Radio.
Thank you for having me back, Eric.
You're more than welcome. Good to speak with you once again. So first of all, what is the purpose of extended care benefits, and what should people know about these plans?
Well, let me just explain what the plan is about, but then I'm going to just go back to, what are the issues, why even consider it. But the plan, it's very straightforward. It's to allow a person and a family to remain at home or possibly in a care facility. It depends on a person's choice, where they want to live and what their chronic condition might be. And it mitigates two sets of consequences created by a need for care. The first is, people think of caregiving as only for the caregiving, but it affects the family. So there's a financial, emotional, physical issues that happen with the family. And the other is that when you have a caregiving situation, it's going to affect a person's capital, the retirement portfolio. And one of the things that's a bit misleading is that we spend too much time talking about protecting capital when what we're really talking about is cash flow. That's what we want to protect. And what does long-term care insurance actually do? It provides a predictable stream of income that funds a plan, and meaning your plan, your lifestyle, your commitments towards the future. So that's what extended care benefits is about.
There are many stories that long-term care insurance is going away and insurance companies no longer offer these products. So what is happening with these plans?
Well, it is an issue where long-term care plans, or I'd rather call it extended care plans. I think that's just a better term. And also, it's for some people, long-term care, what does that really mean? But extended care or extended care benefits is something that it's a word and the term that I think is more meaningful to people. But contrary to what, pundits or financial writers or financial planners or wealth managers say, or even the carriers, these plans are not going away. However, they are in transition where underwriting is more difficult. In other words, it's not as easy to get because these are plans that you have to be both in reasonably good health, and also that the premiums have gone up and the plans have changed. So what the demographics are is it's less thinking about nursing home insurance and more about the consequences of having a plan and getting it as early as you can in order to whether you're at your better health. Now, there are a lot of plans that are available out there, and I don't want to get into the different kinds of plans. But the idea of long-term care, extended care is not going away. People are going to need caregiving, but the plans are always going to be available. But it is in transition.
There are a variety of plans out there, obviously, and a lot to choose from. How does one know what plans to consider?
There are a lot of plans out there, but before somebody, we even think about what plan we should have, the first thing we need to think about is why do we even need it? What's it for? What does it do? What do you want to accomplish? And there are traditional plans, there are hybrid plans, there are linked plans, there are all kinds of, and then there's subsets of that depending on if you can't get a traditional plan, there are subsets to that. But I don't want to get into, all the different kinds of plans before we know why do you need it? What is it going to do? What will it do to help a family? And that's really what I spend my time to do when I'm consulting with individuals, families, or businesses, or what are the consequences of if you don't have a plan, and what do you want to, what plans what is your plan for the future? What are your commitments to the future? And a lot of people have, they have their lifestyle needs. They have their needs for, their legacy. They have their needs towards, they have children with special needs. People may have, multiple families. And so these are the things that I spend my time to, help people come to terms with is, what are your issues? And a long-term care plan, an extended care plan, it funds, your lifestyle. It will provide additional income. So so what we will then do is once once you decide that an extended care plan would be of value, then we can evaluate, what kind of plan and what variation of the plan would be appropriate for your situation.
What would be the consequences of not having a caregiving plan?
Well, the consequences of not having a plan are a variety. First of all, it's going to affect your cash flow. Second, it's going to put stress on your family. It's also going to affect your capital. It's going to have, and the estate plan and your lifestyle plan is going to be disruptive. You see, one of the things that I think we need to change, both as agents and what we're saying to people, is it's not about long-term care insurance. It's about the consequences of what would happen to your lifestyle, what would happen to your lifestyle if you have a caregiving situation. And most times we've spent time emphasizing those that need caregiving, and we haven't spent as much time to talk about who's affected. Well, the people that are affected are your family, and people will say, well, I'll have, my wife will take care of me, my husband will take care of me. Well, they will take care of you. However, what most people would like to do is to supervise care and have other people to do a lot of the routine caregiving services. Because caregiving isn't just, do you make somebody a sandwich? Do you help them out of bed? There can be a lot of administrative factors, such as you got to call a doctor. You have to make appointments. You have to drive somebody somewhere. You have to go get medications. You have to take care of their financial issues. You have to make sure that they are taking their medication. So there are a variety of not just the physical, but also the mental and the emotional issues that affect not just those that need caregiving, but those that will be providing the caregiving to a person that has a chronic illness.
Today we are joined by Raymond Lavine, who is a principal at Lavine LTC Insurance. Raymond designs extended care plans for individuals, families, and businesses. He's joined us once again here on Enterprise Radio, a part of the Entrepreneur Podcast Network. Raymond, what has changed with how people should think about caregiving planning?
It's changed because the industry, the carriers, the agents used to talk to people that were in their 60s, 70s, maybe even in their 80s. This is now becoming an issue more as not only for those that are getting older, but also those that are younger, to think about and plan for this now rather than waiting for later. Why? Well, there are health issues that at some point you may have some health issues that will preclude you from ever getting it, or you might have to wait. So sooner is rather than better. I mean, I often get the statement of, I'm healthy, therefore I don't need it. Well, then you can do the analogy of, well, you own auto insurance, you don't want to get into, but what happens if you were to get into a car accident? So these are things which, the demographics and the thinking is changing, where it really needs to be, I need to be talking and people need to be thinking about, when you're younger, to own these, think about and own these plans rather than to wait till later. And also that the plans, as we talked about, are in transition. So plans that you can get today may not be available in the future. I mean, think about it as if it's an investment. Supposing I could say, I'll offer you 100 shares of Alibaba, which is going to be offered later this month. It may be the greatest stock offering in the history of stock offerings. So the point is, you want to be able to be involved in something when it happens now rather than to regret it later and not have that opportunity.
And why don't people consider care planning at an earlier age? What's the mindset there that causes that to take place?
The mindset is, I'm young. I don't. I've got other responsibilities. I've got family responsibilities. I'm thinking about my career. I have home payments. I've got all kinds of responsibilities that I need to have. I'll set that aside for later. And they're absolutely correct. However, the issue is no longer can you wait, because at some point people have health issues, not just when you're older, but people have health issues when you're younger. People get into accidents. People have extended illnesses. So these are plans that will help you not just when you think about transitioning in the future, but these are plans that will help you now. If in the unlikely event that you have a chronic illness or some accident that would keep you from working, and that your lifestyle is such where you would need some kind of caregiving services. And something else I want to emphasize too. When we think about caregiving, most people think about being older, and they think about being frail, and people are afraid of that. And my response to that is, I'd rather people think of it as it's enabling. We all need help. When you're, parents help their children because, they fall down, you help them get up, they cry, and you comfort them. And a child feels enabled. And that's what I want people to understand about extended care benefits. It enables people. And if people don't believe me about that, then, when next time you travel, I see people when I travel where para-quadriplegic, and people help them in a seat. They're able to travel, but somebody enables them. When you get off the plane, excuse me, I often see conga lines of wheelchairs. So people need assistance, but they're still able to live their lives. Just because you need caregiving services doesn't mean you can't live your life. It just means that you need people to help you. And that's what I want people to understand about what extended care plans do, is it provides the money, the income, in order to help your friends and your family and your loved ones, that they can live their lives, they can help supervise, but it allows those that need caregiving to be enabled and to feel that, that they're participating in their lives and not just stuck at home or in a care facility. All that's changed. All this is different with how we think about, with how we should think about caregiving. It just means every once in a while we all need a little bit of help.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Now, people believe that health plans, Medicare or Medicaid, will pay for their caregiving needs. If you could just touch on that a little bit.
I'd be happy to. Think of the definition. It's health care plan. And I know that it may either be misleading or certainly misunderstood, but a health care plan pays for your health care. And, with all the issues about the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare and Medicare, these are plans that pay for your health care. But, however, there is nothing that will provide your caregiving services. Health care plans do not do that. And why this is misunderstood by the public, by people, I really don't understand. Maybe I believed it too before I got involved in this business. It seems very logical. First, think of the words health care and extended care. They're two different plans that do two different things. Now, Medicaid is a plan that came into existence in 1965 that helps people that are below a certain, they're not making enough, they don't have enough income or capital to pay for caregiving services. In most situations for Medicaid, you have to be at or below a certain financial level, and most people think, well, I'll do that, but it really, in most cases, is impractical. And if it is something you want to do, then I would suggest, and I have to my client, then talk to an elder care attorney how to set it up. But in most cases, it's not the most reasonable and economic way to do it. I don't want to do it as scare tactics because it's not fair. Medicaid will pay for your care, but in most cases in the care facility, and most people begin and most people end their lives, if possible. They want to be at home. If you want to go to a care facility, you can, but do it under terms that is your choice, and your family feels comfortable about it. One of the reasons people do go to care facilities is that family can't handle it anymore, because one way or another your family is going to be involved, and if it reaches a point where they can't take care of you, then a care facility might be appropriate. But then there are other good reasons why people go. They might go because of sociability. They might go because they don't want all the issues of taking care of a home. But other people, they do want to be in their homes, in their neighborhoods, because they feel better. They know their people. They feel comfortable. They have a known environment. One of the things I will say about a caregiving plan is it will provide for modifications. One of the things that does happen with people is they wait too long to update or do modifications in their home. A caregiving plan, up to a certain amount, will provide for, ramps, lighting, handlebars, maybe even some equipment that will allow you to stay in your home and safer longer. Now, it isn't going to pay for the new kitchen and the new bedroom and the additional wing on your house. It won't do that. What it will do is provide modifications in order for you to stay in your home, and that it will allow you to be with your friends, your family, and that it's safer. One of the reasons also that people are able to stay at home longer is because with the internet, with wireless, there are things that can be done that can help you remotely. One of the two reasons that people go to a emergency facility is they forget about the prescriptions, and either they don't take enough, what is prescribed, or they take too much, so they go in and they have an overdose or underdose. And the other reason that people will go is because they fall. And so there are monitors that people can have if you fall. It will notify either a call center or call a family member, and the same with prescriptions. There are a number of things that will allow people, because it's more affordable or portable, allow people to stay home much longer.
I can't even comprehend why I would ever need to spend money to own my own plan. That's certainly the mindset of most people, and with the thought of my health is reasonable, why not wait until I'm much older and then think about it? I know you touched on that, but if in conclusion, just kind of circle back to that once again. Nobody
wants to own insurance if they don't need it. However, the reason that you want to look into why own a extended care plan, it's the same reason you own life insurance. You're not buying life insurance for yourself. You're buying it for your family if in the event you die. And the same with disability. Highly unlikely, but it could happen that you buy disability plans because you want to replace some portion of your income. Extended care plans, it's the same thing. You're doing it because at some point in your life, you may need caregiving services, which will help your family, your estate, and your lifestyle and your commitments towards the future. And so, what you want to do then is, if you understand you might live a long life, that your plan may be disrupted if you don't have a plan in place that will fund what you want to do. Or you don't like, and if you don't like your family, then there's no point in having the discussion. Those are the reasons that you would want to consider having a plan. The other reason I said is because premiums become much more expensive, and also sometimes plans that are available now may not be available in the future, and they may be more advantageous to you if you own now than if you own in the future.
Certainly makes sense. How about telling our listeners where they can get more information about Lavine LTC Insurance?
You can reach me by phone at area code 253-275-6091, and I'm located in the state of Washington, but I am licensed in most Western states. Or you can go to my website, www.lavineltcins.com, and that's with an A, LAVINE-LTCINS.com.
Raymond, thanks so much for joining us once again here on Enterprise Radio. Look forward to having you come back in the future.
Thank you, Eric. I've enjoyed being on your program.
Likewise, we've been speaking with Raymond Lavine, who is a principal at Lavine LTC Insurance. Raymond designs extended care plans for individuals, families, and businesses. And once again, the website of reference is LavineLTCINS.com. And this is Eric Dye, and you've been listening to Enterprise Radio, a part of EPN, the Entrepreneur Podcast Network. Pick up our iPhone or Android mobile app for your mobile listening convenience. And once again, we do thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to Enterprise Radio here on EPN. For more information or to subscribe to this podcast, visit epodcastnetwork.com.
This is the ePodcast Network.